Hello.
Hi.
Coming to you through the electrical impulses of the internet, it's F That Noise. Featuring Mike Burdick, Keith Reeve, Jamie Klein, Pete Melia, and Steve Taylor. This is episode 18. And I've titled it, If You Record It, They Will Come. No jokes, please, Mr. Klein. This episode's all about baseball. I am Keith Grieve driving this bullpen car of belligerent beauty. That's what I'm calling it today. And joining me, if you're watching the live stream on Facebook, if you're listening to this podcast and you haven't gone on Facebook and liked our page, well, shame on you, motherfuckers, because it's the source of great enjoyment, and you will find that out if you do that. So head on over to Facebook and search for F That Noise. Anyway, joining me on the live stream, clockwise from the upper left, Steve Taylor.
Hi, fuck.
Jamie Klein.
You said Warboard!
Pete Melia.
Ziggy Zacky.
And Mike Burdick.
Tire World.
Nice. Here we go. Bring me back to Niagara Falls, 1998. Yeah. All right, so we start off every episode with a drive of the week. If you don't know what a drive is a line from a movie or TV show said with exceptional velocity and volume. And keeping it baseball themed, you know what? This segment belongs to Jamie Klein. I'm going to turn it over to him.
All right, ladies and germs, we have one of my favorite baseball movies. It is the 1989 classic Major League, arguably one of the top comedies and top baseball movies ever made. It's got a great cast: Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen, Corbin Bernstein, Tajman Banks. I mean, it's a whole cast. It's absolutely amazing.
He's in the back there.
Yeah, yes. So definitely want to check out that movie if you haven't seen it already. It's a masterpiece. But there is a very good drive in this movie. It's you know what? Let's just play it and take a listen.
Don't fuck with me, Vaughn! Fuck you! What's the matter, rookie fuckwad? Can't you take a little joke? Yeah, real fucking funny, asshole! All right, knock that shit off! Fucking funny, asshole! All right, knock that shit off! You fuckwad, can't you take a little joke? Yeah, real fucking funny, asshole! All right, knock that shit off! Fucking funny, asshole! All right, knock that shit off! All right, knock that shit off! All right, knock that shit off!
It's got a certain rhythm now that I found it. Now that I found the sweet spot here.
All right, knock that shit off! All right, knock that shit off!
It is great.
Guy gets every level, you know?
Yeah.
It does.
It's like...
And then don't see the sequels. Can we all agree on that one?
Oh, my God.
They don't exist.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, so, okay. So you're talking about... You brought up movies and taste in movies, so I got to tell this story. This guy I work with, he's a good guy, but we were having this discussion, and he was talking about his brother-in-law. And he said, yeah, he's got usually normally good taste in movies, like down Periscope. And I was like, that's it. Stop talking. Stop talking. You have lost me. You have lost all, what's the word I'm looking for? Credence or weight. There's nothing you can say right now. Credibility, thank you. There's nothing you could say right now that would make me respect anyone's taste in movies if you're using down Periscope as an example of good taste in movies.
No one's seen that movie.
Like, seriously.
It's an obscure reference, if anything.
There's a reason why Kelsey Grammer's
movie.
movie career stopped. Did you really, Steven?
Yes, I have.
I think
I saw
did
it by
too.
accident.
I had a Kelsey Grammer stage in my life. You know, it was during Frasier. What can I say?
Oh, my Lord.
I might be getting
God.
it mixed up with McHale's Navy then. What was the one with Bruce Campbell?
That's McHale's Navy.
Okay, I'm getting it mixed up with that.
Kelsey
Grammer,
Periscope
right?
was Kelsey Grammer. It was a submarine comedy and was awful.
They had like an ancient submarine. They had to do a contest with like a modern sub.
It was the
like
classic thing where you had like the crappy Navy men were put against the good ones, and the crappy ones were given the crappy sub, and of course they had to overcome and become, the best ones, and it was awful.
So it's like Bad News Bears on a
What a lame ass idea.
Between Bad News Bears and like
Good
Heartbreak
one,
Ridge,
the
too.
Navy.
I mean, David Bell is saying, Kelsey Grammer is excellent in that. I don't know, Steve, can you attest to that?
I don't know. He was playing Frasier in a submarine, so it was kind of weird.
All right.
Hey, if it works, don't
Frasier in a submarine.
Fuck it.
I was trying to figure out somewhere to go with Frasier in a submarine, and it just wasn't coming to me. So that was the Drive of the Week, brought to you by Trashman Media. For the latest Blu-ray and DVD reviews, including videos and interviews, check out Trashman Media at www.trashmanmedia.com, also on Facebook and the Twitter.
And also, don't forget to check out www.bizarreabyss.com. All news, no bullshit.
All right.
Biss.
All right, so getting into it.
All right.
So let's start with, since this is a pop culture podcast first and foremost, TV, movies, music, whatnot. Yeah, and the fact that there's absolutely no effing sports. Like, has anybody listened to sports radio at all? Like, have you turned it on just for a second?
No, I have not.
They're not talking about anything. They're talking about,
bet you they're talking about
NFL free
wrestling.
agency.
So on Sirius, there's a fantasy sports radio station, and they talk all like daily fantasy golf, fantasy NASCAR, like they talk everything all day long. And today they were doing a March Madness bracket, and they were comparing the 2002-2003 Spurs to the 86-87 Celtics. I mean, that's what they're talking about for like major chunks of time, because it's just nothing to talk about, and it's awful. So
they threw the Jordan highlight video together in ESPN. They're rushing
Yeah,
that out there, right?
yeah, they are. They're
All
doing
this,
that here in
call
Chicago.
for nostalgia lately or
they,
something.
They bumped that shit up. Well, because it's Michael Jordan, it's a ratings driver, so let's get that shit on there, because there's nothing else going on. No revenue generators.
Put everybody at home. All the 40-somethings are now at home.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah, yours truly.
yeah, right.
Yep.
As baseball season should have started actually last week, we thought it would be good to keep this episode all baseball related and talk about baseball movies, baseball memories, and whatnot. So I guess I'll ask the question, but I'm not going to answer it first. You guys, somebody pipe up. What is your number one all-time favorite baseball movie?
Oh. All right.
Nobody talk at all.
Well, somebody answer.
Somebody.
My favorite baseball movie of all time is Major League, but my favorite performance in a baseball movie is Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own. If you take him out of that movie, I could watch just his performance. I love it. But I love Major League. It's like a full-on baseball movie. I love it. It's great.
If it was him, you'd be like, what the hell's going on? He's not talking it.
It's Hanks. He's free.
Yeah.
So
I mean, is there a bad Tom Hanks performance? I'm trying to think. Is there? He's outstanding.
Joe versus the Volcano.
I like that movie.
His acting,
I did too.
it's
Good movie.
okay in that.
Yeah, I like that movie.
I thought it was
I
kind
saw
of.
that on the
I
double
didn't
bill
care-
Gremlins
I
too.
didn't care
Keith
for the
wasn't there,
stupid
though.
island,
Right.
Trapped on the Island movie.
What's that?
Oh,
Man.
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
I hate that movie.
Castaway?
I didn't
Oh,
like it.
Castaway. He was awesome in that though.
I didn't
I
really
thought
think
that.
so, but I
Oh,
thought
I
it
thought he
was kind of boring.
That's- No, not saying the movie. I'm saying his performance. I thought was great.
There's
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
contrarian Burdick right there.
That's right.
No, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. We start talking about our favorite.
Okay.
Well, the
Johannesburg.
best Tom Hanks movie is Bachelor Party. Done. Mic drop. That's it.
Okay.
End of story.
Jamie
I
just
guess.
mic dropped.
End of
That's-
story.
That's
That's
it.
You're not going to hear any arguments from me. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
right now.
That's
I
it.
think it's a fucking masterpiece.
Absolutely. Favorite
I don't know if
baseball
my
movie.
wife would agree with that, but
Favorite baseball movie. I'm going to give you The Natural.
Knock that shit off.
oh, it's fantastic.
That's mine anyway. I don't know what it was. I think it was when I saw it. I probably saw it when I was about 6 or something. Like it was. I was obsessed with that movie.
What was your
It was
movie?
a great
Because
movie.
I was playing the Drive of the Week
Oh.
in the background.
The Natural. I
Oh
threw out there.
yeah. No, that's probably the most pure baseball movie, because I love Major League. Obviously, don't get me wrong, but being a comedy, kind of it keeps it from getting in that top notch. I guess my controversial opinion that maybe will shock you guys is that Field of Dreams is not in that group, because I don't consider it a baseball movie.
Oh, that's crazy.
I was
On the
going
other
to
hand,
say,
though, like,
I was waiting
I've
for you
seen
to call
Major
it.
League more times maybe than any movie ever. I don't know.
Yeah, no. There was a time on HBO where I videotaped that and I watched the shit out of that movie. Oh my god.
It was bad for a while.
Well, I'm gonna go with an obscure film. I don't know if you guys have seen this one. It's called Pastime.
Oh
It's
yeah.
one of the first movies Miramax put out, actually, that went to theaters, and that is one of my all-time favorite baseball movies. I absolutely love that movie, and
Nice.
it's all about minor league baseball, but it's pure baseball. I mean, there's barely any romance in it. It's just about two guys, a pitcher and a catcher. It's all about baseball. It's a drama, so it's not a lot of laughs. It's PG. There's no tits or anything like that, but it's still a pretty good movie. So,
Pitcher and a catcher. That sounds like a lot of romance.
I was just gonna say, I had to throw that in there. I wanted to see if anyone was gonna pick that up.
Yep.
So
I'm there for you, Jamie.
thank you. And then there's a couple others I really love, but I don't want to say them in case Mike and Keith have that as their pick. So why don't you guys take it?
Well, I'm not going for originality. Major League is the best baseball movie to me. I've seen that a ton of times. I was saying to a couple of you guys last weekend, I used to have a job pushing carts, and in order to pass the time, I would recite movies in my head. And that's a movie that I believe I can recite beginning to end. I can recite right from the first line right to the last one. I think I've seen it so many times. But I also, and this is a dark horse, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, I also like Bull Durham.
Oh, I love
Oh,
Bull
yeah.
Durham.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I almost
I
went
thought-
that way.
I did
Yeah.
not like Bull Durham.
I love
like
it.
Bull Durham, yeah.
I need to see it
I came
again.
close to going that way.
And I used to not like it as much, but I started watching it again as I got old, and it really
I think that's
Yeah.
why I need to see it again.
maybe no. The thing is, what's odd is that Kevin Costner is not an actor that I like all that much, as some of you know a lot. But there's certain roles that he just really surprised me with, and that's one of them. That's just like to me, that's got it all over, like, you know, his big movies like Dances with Wolves or something.
Mm-hmm.
Dance with shit.
But I just find it so entertaining, and I love the thing with him and Tim Robbins. I love it, and I love like the banter between the players on the field when they all get fucked up.
Yeah, that's that whole scene on the pitcher's mound when they're talking about wedding gifts. Freaking kills me.
Yeah.
That's such a good thing.
Candlesticks make a good gift, and I love it.
Was it Robert Wool?
Wool.
Yeah.
Who actually,
Oh.
sort of a side note, I went to see a play in Jersey, and
Say.
all of a sudden he's in it.
Oh, Sue.
And- Yeah, it was just how they did a musical version of The Sting, and he played the cop part.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
It was really really surprised me. But anyway, go ahead.
No, that's my favorite actually.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
I guess I don't have a favorite. I mean, like The Natural is up there. Your David Bell actually on the chat mentioned another one, 8 Men Out, and
That's a great movie.
and there's
I forgot about it.
and it's not something that you can watch over and over again. But Bang the Drum Slowly, if we're talking about like really good baseball movies.
Nice.
That's in my top 3 for sure.
That's
easily.
up there too, and then Major League, like I said, it's a comedy, so it keeps it from being like my favorite, like the number one baseball movie. But it's a favorite, man. I could watch that movie anytime, any day of the week.
You know what the thing is though, is that with the comedy movies and sports in general, what I've noticed is no matter how much even if like we're talking about necessary roughness in football, you have a point in the movie where it goes super serious. No matter how much they goof around,
Well,
Major League really serious at the end.
There's natural
Right.
drama built in sports, even if it's scripted. But-
Wouldn't you agree that the last 15 minutes of Major League is pretty much serious?
well, yeah, because if you're going to have a sports movie, there's got to be a time where the game is actually in question.
Yeah.
I mean, like White Men Can't Jump. I wouldn't call that a basketball movie, but there's a lot of basketball in it.
Mm.
I don't know, Steve. What do you think about White Men Can't Jump? I know we're getting.
I
off
wouldn't
topic.
say that's. I'd say that's a basketball movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's not an organized 5-on-5, obviously, but the fact, if you compare that as a basketball movie to Field of Dreams as a baseball movie, I think you have more of a basketball movie there because it's all about playing on the court most of the time.
It's about making money and hustling people.
Yeah,
Keith,
but
I'm kind of shocked, Keith, at your pick because I thought for sure you would have said Field of Wet Dreams.
No, but no, that was Field of Wet
corn
Dreams.
basketball.
Field of Wet Dreams is when I accidentally went into the wrong theater.
Oh my God.
Or did you?
The number
Or
of
did you?
I was the only one not wearing a trench coat. That's how I knew I was in the wrong place. No, Field of Dreams is one of my all-time favorite movies, and yes, the baseball speech in there is king from James Earl Jones and all that, and just the banter about. They talk a lot about baseball, but that movie, and especially if you've read the book by Shoeless Joe by W.P. Kinsella, because it's completely different than the movie. It's really about life and dreams and regret and reconciling all that and realizing that sometimes things don't turn out the way you want, but but you make the best of them and you move on. And that moment where his father comes back at the end, it chokes me up. It chokes me up every damn time. And they re-released it in the theater for the 30th anniversary last year on Father's Day weekend. And so I you bet your ass, I trucked my whole family into that theater, and we sat there and we watched that whole damn movie. And sure enough,
did the kids like it? Did the kids get it?
Oh yeah. And like,
to me, that the end of that movie is right up there with the best movies. I think that if you have any relationship with your father, like no matter what stage of life you're in, that movie speaks to so many people, especially guys, probably.
Yeah.
And the way that movie that movie like ends and like hits you right in the nuts with a freaking drop kick. When you read the book, there's no real suspense to the end. Like the book, I'm not giving anything away because they talk about it in the middle of the book. He's trying to finish the field so that his dad can come back and play catcher. Like they talk about that through the whole. Like that's the whole goal of Ray Kinsella.
Oh, so he has
book.
faith that he'll show up.
He starts out with just a left field for Shoeless Joe Jackson, and then he builds the rest of the field, working his way to home plate so the catcher can come. So you know it's coming. In the movie, you don't realize that until it's like, holy shit, it's his dad.
Well, that's one rare example where the movie far surpasses the book. I think that.
Yeah. Well, even Kinsella said when he saw the movie and read the script, he was crying at the end, and he was like, "Holy crap! I can't believe they did that with my book."
Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
Steve,
What do you guys think of the original Bad News Bears? That's probably my second favorite.
Oh, that I didn't even think about that. No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Math.
That's
See,
really
if
good.
I'm thinking like little kid baseball, Sandlot
really good.
definitely is.
I loved Bad News Bears growing up.
Yeah, Sandlot's up there too. Sandlot's
That's the one for me, man.
Jamie,
Love that one.
Jamie loved The Sandlot.
You know what? That's actually grown on me a little bit.
Oh, I don't
He loves that movie.
Oh, you were so pissed when I made you watch that movie.
I did not. I thought I was not in the mood for that night at your house and watching a PG kids movie. I was just like,
Jamie loves The Sandlot.
No, you, Jamie and
a little bit better, but oh my god, yeah, do you remember that?
Jamie and Matt were grumbling the whole night. Like, why are we watching this? And I'm all disappointed that, and I didn't expect it to be your favorite, but I was all disappointed that you didn't like it at all. And Mike just looked at me and goes, Jamie's not going to like that.
There are certain times you just know.
You just know. It's not a Jamie Klein 1996 movie.
Right. It's like getting Steve to watch Clockwork Orange.
Never. Oh, I watched that. What are you talking about?
I remember you hated it the first time you saw it.
No, that was Pink Flamingos.
Oh.
That thing breaks.
Yeah, fuck that movie. I still can't get it out of my head.
Didn't we watch, Keith? We watched Pink Flamingos in college, right?
No, it was with Jamie.
No,
Well, Jamie maybe was up, but we watched it at the dorm and at the tower.
Yeah, I made you guys watch it again.
Oh, is that where it was? Oh, God, it all blurs together. I don't know, between Meet the Feebles at Marty's and that. I just
It's classic.
Yeah.
No, I do a special shout out to Pride of the Yankees because because of that movie, it allowed me to connect Babe Ruth to Kevin Bacon in the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
All right, do you remember it?
I'm trying to remember it. It wasn't a lot either. It was
I don't remember who's in Pride of the Yankees.
Well, Gary Cooper.
because it was Gary Cooper is connected to Lloyd Bridges in High Noon.
Oh, Lloyd Bridges. Okay, I didn't think about that. Okay, that's a good one. All right.
Somebody from
And then
Airplane.
Lloyd Bridges was with Robert Stack in a movie, who was with Lawrence Fishburne in a movie, who was in Quicksilver with Kevin Bacon.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Well,
So
with-
I would always win because it's like you can't connect Babe Ruth to Kevin Bacon, and then you do that shit. They're like, holy fuck.
if
Because
Robert
Babe Ruth played himself. A lot of people don't know.
Quicksilver, I forgot about. I saw that. At the theater,
That's a
too.
great movie. I saw that in the theater too, Mike. I
But
love that.
that's not baseball, so I'm going to stop talking.
if Robert Stack if Robert Stack is your link, then you could
How did I see
theoretically
that in
do
the
Leslie
theater,
Nielsen
too?
to
Like,
Babe
I
Ruth.
don't even know how I came to
because
wind
it was
up
a
in the
bike
theater
movie.
that day.
Pete, we're all big on bikes back then when we were kids.
Oh, that had to be it. Like, yeah, anybody riding a bike. I'm like, oh,
Right.
sign me up.
Yeah, I have to see it.
Oh no, I know what it was.
Like
It was
fucking rad.
Rad. Oh my god.
It was Babe Ruth to Lloyd Bridges to Charlie Sheen to Martin Sheen to
Martin
Sheen, that's President Kennedy, you
Martin
idiot.
Sheen connects to Lawrence Fishburne in
That's
Apocalypse
President Kennedy, you idiot.
I just made the same damn joke.
Pride of the Yankees is a great film. I mean, the ending.
Now. Oh, so
I'm
bad.
sorry, I apologize. But that ending is so depressing.
Oh, so
And, like,
seven.
You think Lou Gehrig? He died of Lou Gehrig's disease. Did you not see that coming?
Oh man.
God.
You gotta be shitting.
Oh
me.
my God.
Oh, too
Okay,
soon.
so that's the
Right.
show.
Oh Jesus Christ. All right, so now David Bell is posing a question here in the chat here. Worst baseball movies.
Cobb,
Major League Two.
easily.
Yeah, no,
Major League
Major League
Two.
Two.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, I forgot about Major League 2, but Cobb is garbage.
The fact that we all saw it
Yeah.
means that we're so disappointed
Yeah, I walked out of that theater.
to this
pissed.
day.
Universally disappointed.
What
Oh,
about
here, I just
Oh,
remembered.
also, what's that one with Mark Harmon and Jodie Foster?
Stealing Home?
Stealing Home.
Stealing Home.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Angels in the outfield.
Rookie of the Year?
I never saw it.
Okay, those were kid movies, so they're bad, but kids like them.
Yeah, it's a bad
And so
movie.
Sandlot's a kids movie too, and that's decent.
No, you know what? Sandlot is not really a kids movie.
No, because
It just has kids in it.
Sandlot.
It's like Stand By Me.
Gee.
No, Mike, I agree with you completely, 100%, and that
Yeah.
never happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that way.
Hey, I'll take it.
But yeah, that's Stealing Home. I remember seeing it as a kid. I was like, this is the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was so like overly emotional and like dramatic and just
Oh,
like,
it's
Jesus Christ.
horrible.
Yeah. You remember?
Major League Back in the Minors. Did you guys see that?
No.
That was direct to DVD, wasn't it?
Was that part 3 you said?
Direct to video.
Yeah. Mike, and your doppelganger is in it.
Oh,
Oh, by Bakula?
Yeah. Mike is Scott Bakula.
what about Rookie of the Year? Or
Not anymore.
not Rookie of the Year, Little Big League.
I never saw that.
The kid that gets picked to manage the Twins or whatever. Like, oh god, that was a bad movie.
There's a lot of shitty baseball movies.
You think there's more shitty baseball movies than any other sport? I mean,
Yes.
See, I think we have
There's
to
more
give it.
baseball movies in general.
There
I
are.
think we have to give an honorary shout out for good baseball movies to Basketball because I
I'll go
love
with
that movie and it's
It is
half
funny.
baseball. So I mean,
Dude.
Okay.
Now I want to see that again.
oh, it's so good, so good.
Well, I'll give you a little shout out. How about the fucking ending of Naked Gun?
Oh,
Best
yeah.
fucking
Oh,
baseball
right.
movie.
That's right.
There's
That's
a great
right.
there's a
Oh,
great
man.
baseball montage on there. Look at the jumbotron.
Yeah, it is.
How about that?
That's a good call.
Yeah, what's the song? Is that Randy Newman?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Randy Newman song.
Yeah, I love LA.
Also-
Steve loves that
I
song.
love LA.
Oh, fuck that song.
All
Fuck
Celtics fans love that song.
How Randy Newman made any money in his lifetime, I still don't understand. Fucking. How about Robert De Niro and The Untouchables?
Oh yeah, well that's the best baseball movie.
Sure.
That's what. That's
It's
one
like
of my
saying
Oh,
favorite.
Casino at the end of
okay,
the movie of Casino.
That's one of my favorite
Enthusiasm.
baseball scenes ever.
Enthusiasms.
Baseball.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Well,
Teamwork.
his speech is definitely up there with James Earl Jones.
Oh, that's
right.
Yeah.
Now you care?
Now you care.
Oh my God. So okay,
All right,
so Mike's
How about some baseball memories?
Mike's wife posted on Facebook your all-time favorite baseball memories, and
All right.
go ahead.
So mine, I have to start. It was going to be the time that Keith and I almost got kicked out for heckling the other team, but then I really thought about it.
Wait, was that the 5 a.m.
My
game?
favorite base? No, that was the one after the softball game where we went with the softball team and you and I were shouting at the player.
Oh.